Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you very much for joining us today. We wanted to seek the blessings of Krishna Balaram, Gaunitai, Radha Madhav, Radha Shyam Sundar, Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj, and the assembled devotees. So continue with Krishna book, Krishna Lila, by Srila Prabhupada. And yesterday we actually started chapter 11, but we never got to the subject of chapter 11, killing the demons Vatsasura and Bakasura, because Prabhupada describes, and Bhagavatam describes, the different sweet pastimes of Krishna, baby Krishna. When Nanda Maharaj requests his slippers, Krishna, stumbling, brings on his head the wooden slippers of Nanda Maharaj. Amazing pastime, amazing. And then we talked about the pastime of the fruit vendor, who was so enamored by Krishna's beauty. She gave him all the fruit and he gave her a few grains of rice. But then after he left, she saw jewels and diamonds in her basket. And then described how Mother Yashoda would call in Krishna, who didn't want to come because he was playing with the Gopals, enjoying with the Gopals, and they would tease him, if you go to your mummy, you're a mummy's boy. We won't play with you tomorrow. But she would trick him into coming back home and taking prasad, taking rest. And then we heard about how the Bajabasis, they moved from Gokul to Vrindavan because there were so many demons coming to Gokul, harassing Krishna. So they all moved. And then we came to this point. At this time, Krishna and Balaram were given charge of the calves. Not the cows, but the calves. The young cows. The first responsibility of the cowherd boys was to take care of the little calves. So they would do that from a young age, typically around 3. Krishna may have been even younger. They would be given charge of the small calves to look after. The boys are trained in this from the very beginning of their childhood. So along with the other little cowherd boys, so the Gopa friends of Krishna, Krishna and Balaram went into the pasturing ground and took charge of the calves and played with their playmates. While taking charge of the calves, sometimes the 2 brothers played on their flutes, and sometimes they played with amalika fruits and bale fruits, just like small children play with balls. So they would use fruits to play with each other. Sometimes they danced and made tinkling sounds with their ankle bells. So this is the pastimes of Krishna, baby Krishna, not so baby Krishna, but young Krishna and Balaram, together with their Gopa friends. So the lesson from this pastime is from very young age. It is nice if we can learn to help our parents, because this is what the Gopas were doing. This is what Krishna was doing. He's by birth, so-called birth, he's a cowherd boy. That's his natural inclination. That's why he's actually in the spiritual world. He's a cowherd boy. He's not the supreme Lord. He's not a king. He's not any of those things. He's actually at heart a cowherd boy, which is amazing. Of course, he's a lot more than that, but in essence, he regards himself as one who is a lover of cows, lover of the Gopas, lover of the Gopis. So from a young age, they would tend to the calves. The parents would teach them, train them how to look after the calves. And then later on, as we know, during Kartik Mas, Gopastami takes place, which is the first day when Krishna and Balaram take the cows, Gomatas, out to graze in the fields. So this is really how close Krishna is to Gomata, to the calves. He loves them so. And today we had the great fortune of here they have a small Goshala of about 20 Gomatas. And we went there and had a look, and there was actually 4 small calves. One was very, very small, maybe just a few days old. And we had the great fortune of feeding the calves, all 4 of them. Really amazing. And it was nice to remember how Krishna is so close to Gomata. They would lie on his feet and be so comforted by Krishna. They would lick his hands, would just be all over him. This is more like the Gopas to me. This is a group photo. Krishna, Balaram, the Gopas, and Gomata. This is a really amazing picture. Krishna hugging Gomata, playing with them, and Balaram is present with the Gopas. And this is, of course, Srimati Radharani, who is as attracted to the Gomatas as Krishna is. And they also love her very much, just like they love Krishna. So when Krishna was 2 years, 2 months, Vatsasura took the form of a calf. This is one of the demons sent by Kamsa, and approached Krishna in a childish devising manner to kill him. Vatsasura, the demon, came disguised as a calf, looking very cute. He tried to fool Krishna, and he pretended that he didn't know. Krishna pretended. He just let Vatsasura think that he had been fooled. So Krishna gave the calf the attention that he wanted. But suddenly Krishna grabbed the calf and swirled it around and smashed the demon against a special fruit tree. After all, it was just before lunch. So usually the timing of the demons was perfect. The demon would come and it would be just before lunch. And usually the demon would be used by Krishna to smash against a fruit tree, and the fruit would come down. And after the beating, the Gopas and Krishna would sit and enjoy the fruits that fell from that tree, because it was just before lunch. Now, what interesting fact from these Leelas is Krishna doesn't actually use his Sudarshan Chakra in Vrindavan, especially in Vrindavan. He doesn't use weapons to kill the demons, so as not to disturb his friends. So he's very sensitive. He would kill the demons in different ways. But using the Sudarshan Chakra would alert his friends that, hey, this is no different from Lord Vishnu himself, or Lord Narayan, who also carries the Sudarshan Chakra. But Krishna didn't want to be treated like that by his Gopa friends. He just wanted to be treated like an ordinary Gopa. And of course, there's no way you can treat Krishna as an ordinary Gopa or ordinary anything. Whenever Krishna is present, the almighty attractiveness is present. So it's a natural inclination to serve him in loving mood, which comes out of a natural inclination. It's not something that's manifested because of his wealth or his strength. So Krishna, that's why Krishna doesn't manifest his Narayan features, because he wants to be treated as he is. So, another lesson from Vatsasura's pastime is that Vatsasura represents a childish mentality of deception, which will block progress in spiritual life. So if we are not straightforward in our dealings, then we'll struggle in spiritual life. Simplicity and straightforwardness is the answer. And there's nothing, unless we want to play political games with those who are also in the spiritual path, why indulge in these unnecessary deception, which is considered to be a childish mentality? Instead, we can just be straightforward. It may hurt sometimes to be straightforward, but it's best to be straightforward, because in that way, everybody knows where we stand, including ourselves, including Krishna himself. He knows, of course, because he's in the heart as well. But if we're straightforward with Krishna, then he's going to be straightforward with us. If we're deceptive, then he'll reciprocate accordingly. We can't fool Krishna. I think we have to understand that. We can never fool the Supreme Lord because he's present within our hearts. And then there was a second demon, Bakasura, stork demon. He tried to swallow. In fact, he did swallow Krishna. Swallowed Krishna, and all his friends were shocked. Krishna became, however, within the stomach of the stork, unbearably hot. So hot that Bakasura vomited Krishna out. Krishna came out completely fresh. Because Krishna is ever fresh. He can never be contaminated by any situation, because he's completely spiritual. He's the absolute truth. Bakasura tried to stab him. So then there was a bit of a dance going on. Bakasura would use his beak to try to stab Krishna, and Krishna would make wonderful movements in a dancing format. He danced. Krishna then pulled the beaks apart, split Bakasura, and killed him. And of course, everybody celebrated. The Gopas were ecstatic. Krishna again saved the situation they were in. The lesson to learn from this pastime: Krishna is so attractive that even the killing of the demons was artistic. So even playing with the demons, he would dance while the Bakasura was trying to stab him with his beak. Yet Krishna, elegant as ever, would dance, and it wouldn't be a crude situation of just killing off a demon. He would have fun at the same time. Okay, that's chapter 11. After playing on the banks of the Yamuna, the Gopas would arrive home and speak about Krishna's glories and victorious activities to Nanda and the elders. Gopas are so proud of Krishna, because Krishna it was their best friend, and he would protect them in so many different situations. Thinking that the child Krishna was saved from the mouth of death, they began to see his face with great love and affection, giving him lots of hugs and thanking Lord Hari. Sometimes they would think Krishna is non different from Hari. Oh, he's a great demigod. They would never actually regard him as the original Supreme Lord, from whom even Lord Hari, Lord Vishnu, expands himself. Due to their intense love for Krishna, the Brajbasis would not believe that Krishna is a Supreme Lord, but that he was saved by the Supreme Lord. The lesson to learn: the Brajbasis loved Krishna so much that even if they would think that whether Krishna is God or not, it doesn't matter. He's ours. He belongs to us. Not that we belong to him, God, but he belongs to us. So this was their mood, and this is what Krishna liked. He didn't like that. He wouldn't like it if they treated him with awe and reverence. He wanted them to treat him like one of them. And this is what we want also. We want the Brajbasis to treat us as one of them, so that we are in that family of Krishnas. So this is really a wonderful lesson, actually, that Yeah, he might be God. Who knows? He does amazing things, but it doesn't matter. Even if he's God, he's ours. He belongs to us. It's that belonging Krishna really likes to feel belonged to the Brijvasis. Like Radharani's mood is very much Krishna is mine. Not that I am Krishna's. Krishna is mine. That's a dominating mood. Chandravali, for example, has a different mood. She has a mood of I am Krishna's, submissive. But Krishna likes that domineering mood of Radharani. Even though he knows he's God and nobody can dominate him, he allows himself to be dominated. So, moving on to the next chapter. One day, Krishna, when he was 5 years old, decided to have an early picnic. He blew his bugle and thousands of his friends came. They saw this huge cave. Of course, it wasn't a cave, but it looked like a cave. They went in, wanting to play. Now, this cave was actually 8-mile-long snake, Agasu, who had come to kill Krishna and all the Brijavasis. Now, Agasu had brothers who were older and sister, older, Putana and Bakasura. He wanted revenge because Krishna had also killed Putana and Bakasura. So the Gopas unknowingly went into what they thought was a cave. Even though, oops, even though it was a bit smelly. They didn't care. They knew Krishna's here. They relied on Krishna. And Krishna was watching them go into the cave. And he thought, I better go in there as well, because this is no friendly character here. So Krishna went in as well. Now, all this time, Agasur was watching. He was watching the Gopas in such a happy mood. And he was just thinking, even just for a moment, he was just thinking, wow, what would it like to be one of these Gopas who are so happy, who are so friendly with Krishna? Just for a moment, he thought like that. But then Krishna walked in and he closed his mouth. Everybody fainted, except Krishna, of course. All the Gopas fainted in the mouth of Agasur. Then Krishna, seeing his Gopa friends in difficulty, expanded his size. So much so that Agasur could not breathe. And Agasur, entered Krishna. He left his body and he got Sarupya Mukti. In fact, it's described by one of the acharyas, I can't remember which one that, because Agasur had that one thought of, I wonder what it's like to be a Gopa friend of Krishna. That liberated him. It gave him actually a Gopa form in the spiritual world. So that's quite interesting. Just that one little thought gave him liberation. And of course, the lesson to learn, Krishna always protects his devotees because they simply depend on him. So the Gopas made no previous arrangements with anything or anyone. They didn't take sticks with them just in case this cave is not a cave. They didn't try to protect them. So they depended simply on Krishna. And of course, the Lord always protects his devotees. After killing Agasur, Krishna brought his friends to the banks of the Yamuna, and he found a nice spot for taking lunch and playing on the soft, sandy Yamuna bank. So this is the natural occupation of Krishna. He enjoys either with the gopis, the gopas, or Gomata. He simply enjoys. Yes, Pawaben. I think you're muted, huh?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji and Mataji, all the devotees. Just one question. When you said Krishna, all the Gopas went in the body of Agasur, and then the Krishna went there, and then the Krishna expanded himself. So Agasur was killed. But were the children killed with them, or they all came out afterwards?
Oh yes. Everybody was protected. All the Gopas came and they realized, oh, Krishna has saved us again. This is the demon who'd come to kill us. So they were all protected. They were all freed from Agasur's.
They were all freed after his mouth was open again, isn't it? Must be. Because first the mouth was open, everybody went in.
Then he closed.
Krishna went in, and then okay, thank you.
Yeah.
And they were all alive, and now they are having the picnic.
Now they're having the picnic. Yes, sorry, I didn't. Thank you for making that point. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought if the demon died, did the children died? No, they were all alive. But they all came out.
Jesus expanded. And as he expanded, it became just too hard for Agasur to handle Krishna.
To breathe.
Yeah, so then he left his body, merged into Krishna's body. His soul merged into Krishna's body. Yeah. And at that time,
and he just all the children came out.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you.
They had fainted actually. So when they came about, they realized, oh, Krishna saved us.
Oh, all right. When they went, they were fainted inside. All right. Thank you. It's very interesting.
Yeah, no, this Krishna book is, and Krishna's pastimes are amazing. So sitting down on the ground and keeping Krishna in the center, the Gopas began to open their different lunch boxes. So everybody would bring lunch boxes from home, and the mothers would pack those lunch boxes with so much goodies for their child, and also for Krishna. Krishna would also be, something would be given to him. Lord Shri Krishna was seated in the center of the circle. All the boys kept their faces towards him. They ate and constantly enjoyed seeing the face of the Lord face to face. Now, the interesting thing is, just like in the Ras Lila, Krishna plays with each gopi. It's as if Krishna is with each gopi. In the same way, when Krishna is having this picnic with the Gopas, each of the Gopas is thinking, Krishna is only with me. So Krishna sort of expands himself in such a way that all of the Gopas are thinking, I'm enjoying with Krishna. Krishna is enjoying with me. So this is one of the reciprocations that Krishna gives to his devotees. Just 1 second. So in this way, Krishna would reciprocate. While taking lunch, each boy began to manifest different kinds of relations with Krishna. And they enjoyed each other's company with joking words, while thus enjoying lunch with his friends. Lord Krishna's flute was pushed within the belt of his clothing. This is a sort of interesting description given in the Bhagavatam of Krishna's picnics with the Gopas. So we can continue tomorrow in terms of Krishna Lila. Shri Krishna Chandra Bhagavan Ki Jai.